again, welcome back. It's Nick here with another door in the TooFatLardies Advent Calendar for 2024. Let's see what's inside this time. What do we have here? Okay. You're my favourite, it says. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. Oh, no, I see. Hang on. You're my favourite, it says. What is it that draws you to your own favourite wargaming period? Okay, well, let's see. So what can we have here? You're my favourite, says the Advent Calendar. So while favourite wargaming periods for me, they're a bit like favourite meals. I have some meals that are my absolute favourite and I would love to eat them every single day. And some that I very much enjoy and I would say they're a favourite, but then I wouldn't want them every day. And I'm thinking of the story where they say about, what's the favourite death row meal? What is it on that people enjoy and ask for on death row? And I'm told that people on death row most regularly choose cheeseburgers as their final meal. Whether that's true or not, I've no idea. So I guess we're saying here, what would be my cheeseburger equivalent? What would be my wargaming cheeseburger? I think that I've played lots of war games in lots of different periods over the years, but there are a few that I keep coming back to. Without doubt, the Second World War is a continued favourite of mine. I think it's a diet that I was raised on as a kid, and we've spoken many times on the Oddcast and in many other podcasts, and to people at shows and all kinds of forum about, how does the Second World War influence us? Through our humble beginnings with Airfix toy soldiers and of whatever scale, relatives that fought in the Second World War, listening to their stories, a diet of TV films in the 1970s, some of those great war films that were made in that era that, are still on every Sunday afternoon now. And they drove a whole generational interest, I think. I see lots of other people of similar age fascinated by the Second World War in all its aspects, and it's certainly been a key thread in my gaming. And I think probably one of the reasons why I enjoy it so much simply is because it does connect me to that, to that childhood, and those soldiers we had at that time are just kind of changed a little bit, become a bit more serious, maybe that's the wrong word, I don't know, but it's a way of indulging my inner child. I'm fairly sure about that, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So what else do we really enjoy? Well, Napoleonic is, I guess, one of my other favourite periods, simply because it looks fantastic, and my mind goes back to the inspirational photos that used to grace the front of War Games magazines in the 1980s, and some of the gaming tables that are on display then, with some of the games displayed by Peter Gilder, and when you go to shows, my eye is always drawn to the big Napoleonic games, the big horse and musket games with the whole battlefield, with cavalry wings, artillery batteries, rolling terrain, advancing columns, infantry in squares, massed cavalry attacks, all that kind of thing I find absolutely stimulating and inspirational, and also a little bit scary, because I look at the numbers of figures on some of these tables, and I do find that, even with my own large collections of figures, I do find that rather scary. But it was, I think it was no coincidence that when I hit 50, one of the things I wanted to do was celebrate by having a refight of Waterloo, because funnily enough, of all the games that we'd ever played, I had never actually had a refight of Waterloo. So, and that's kind of a wargaming bucket list, isn't it, to play in one of those games. And that was brilliant. I loved it. And there's something about the pageantry, the period, which is really good fun. And it keeps drawing you back in. The visual appeal of these periods and the fantastic colours, medieval for the same reasons. The heraldry, the horse bardings, the shield patterns, that visual appeal I find absolutely mesmerising, and draws me in always to tables that I see at shows. So I do find I could be easily swayed into other areas that can become a temporary favourite, you know, and I kind of pig out on it for a while. But I do keep going back to those two. You know, I pig out on Texan War of Independence. I pigged out on the American War of Independence and the French Indian Wars. You know, you kind of come across these fantastic little sideshows that you can absolutely immerse yourself in. And that's one of the wonderful parts of our hobby. And we should celebrate those immersions and recognise that they give so much fun. If we all ate the same thing all the time, how boring and indeed fat would we be? Well, there's a question for us all. And yes, who knows what indulgence is around the corner? And talking of indulgence, it's time for a mince pie.